What happened here? Yo, what's up, everybody?
How's everybody doing?
I don't know why we sounded so... Yeah, everybody.
No, it's a very special issue. Trash. Are you
What the fuck?
recording?
You can talk.
Got BSO. We got Benny the Jet.
What's up,
Got our
y'all?
guest incoming in just a moment.
I didn't mean to do that. Did I just knock him off of there?
I think you did.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my goodness, he ain't never coming back now.
Where's my shit?
You got a waiting room?
Yeah, I'm looking for it. It's in here.
How's everybody doing out there in the chat? You fellas doing good? It's good to see y'all.
Let's see.
We're
I don't know what happened.
think maybe a wrong button was hit.
No, I hit accept. Let's see. Try it again. It's bullshit, man. It's all It's all part of the machine, man. Let me rant for a second to everybody.
I was telling them about what we were talking about with Lou Elizondo.
Yeah.
They
The
came.
the center for the UCLA Bruins,
Yeah, Lou Elizondo, he's a tackle.
named Kareem Abdul Alessandro.
Kareem Abdul Jabber.
The fuck did I do, man?
I don't know. But yeah, Lou Elizondo is one of the quote unquote disclosure people with all this alien shit that's been coming out. And he claimed to work for an organization called Arrow that was basically responsible for tracking UFOs,
There's a bunch of
UAPs.
straight shooters.
Yeah, the participants. There you go, like that.
I did, dude. There's nobody there.
Okay.
See,
Anyway, Lou has testified before Congress that all this shit was way fast and outside of our human capabilities. But unfortunately for Lou, the Aero organization, which he used to work for, allegedly, he said he did.
was infiltrated by
They
Ra's al
deny it.
Ghul.
Yes, every step of this alien thing's all the League of Shadows.
God damn it.
They they seem to have clocked this particular UFO called the Go Fast incident at instead of hundreds and thousands of miles an hour, it is now about 45, which is well within the capability of many things that humans have built to fly. So unfortunately for Lou, he just don't look that good
You know what I
in
used
this
to
light.
fly, man?
There we go.
I use inspiration, y'all.
Use inspiration.
Good thoughts and
A
prayers.
lot
You
of
know what I
Jesus to
mean?
fly.
You know,
I think everybody's using Jesus to fly now because the planes don't work anymore.
yeah,
So you
man.
got to use a lot more Jesus to fly.
You know what I always say with God, all things are possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Speaking of,
What
I
up?
sent us an angel.
he did.
What?
Prophet.
What's up, boys?
God just sent us an angel. Probably
You guys are silly.
a goddamn audio here that's being a piece of shit.
Can't hear you yet. We're
Oh, you
working
can't hear me?
on mute.
Let's see if I just muted
Okay,
us.
now
Okay.
let me. Okay, so we didn't do that this time.
Let's see what's
We're
going
gonna
on.
get this. It's gonna work.
Not muted on here. Let's see. Mute, unmute.
Okay, we've asked to unmute.
Okay. That was me that did it.
Okay,
Okay.
now we're good.
Did
Let's
that
see.
work? No, I didn't.
Hello.
Damn it to hell.
What's happening?
At least I'm glad he's here.
I just like to see him.
He is beautiful. We can do an entire podcast for this beautiful son of a bitch just like this.
Juju.
But yeah, so chat, tell me about your experiences with Louis Alzondo, your thing on the disclosure. What do you think about aliens? Are they real? Are they bullshit? What's going on? I bet you Andy will have something to say about it.
Bum, 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 bum. Am I live?
Almost guarantee it.
Let's see.
Hmm.
Is there anything
Hmm.
I can do over here? What's happening here? This audio. We're picking up audio. It's just
Hmm.
what is happening?
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Hello.
see it's reading audio. It's just
Mhm.
not weird. What is
Well,
happening?
this is a new one.
Talking about aliens, Jason.
Okay.
Hmm. Let's see. Something here.
That's right. He did write that book, Imminent. That's right.
Who did?
Lou Elizondo.
The Center for. I already made that joke. Okay, let's try it again. Say it again.
Okay. Lou Elizondo.
The Center for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Hmm.
Hello?
All
You
right.
want to try to reset and do it again?
I don't know. This. Hmm.
I do love Swords and Sorcery.
Swords.
BSO. I was a big Dragonlance dude back in the day. Way back in the day.
Okay.
Okay.
Andy said he did. He was mad at you all.
Yeah, he's mad at us. Dude, tell me there's a better wizard in Sword and Sorcery fantasy than Raistlin Majir. There's not. It's the best wizard story there is. Now you
What?
want to go into urban fiction? Fine. I'll go Dresden Files with you all day long.
I
But
think the sperm count is dropping in here.
definitely
Every
second
you talk.
every sentence I make with Swords and Sorcery.
I hate technology. I hate it. It might have been.
Connecting audio, didn't see that before. Okay.
It was probably that. Probably something you did,
Connecting.
dude.
Hello?
No.
Son of a bitch.
Nothing?
Yeah. Huh.
Okay.
Let's see again.
This is definitely an us problem.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. When's the last time you restarted this thing?
Yesterday. All right. Well, we might have to do
Yes,
this.
the dude Mako was pretty badass.
All right. We might have to reschedule this then because
Okay.
God damn it. I don't know what's happening.
This is painful.
It's all your fault.
They can hear it. The audience, you can hear. You can hear. You have your audio down?
I don't have anything down. I have ours. Oh, they can hear Andy.
Yeah, they're
You
saying they
guys
can hear.
you guys can hear me?
Why can't we hear?
That is so fucking weird.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, there's a knob or something.
Uh,
Am I sitting on a cord again?
I don't know. It should be because we're getting audio through there. It's just not coming through um here.
Is there a spell that has been cast?
Dude, what the fuck is happening
Was
here?
Lou Elizondo pissed that I was talking shit about him? And now he's
This
going
is
to
not
fuck me up.
this has not happened. Okay. Audio. All right, let me try something here.
Check your input.
I'm trying. Ah. Coming I know what
Okay.
the fucking problem is now.
That we're dumb.
No, it's
Wrong
that's what-
input.
we're hearing anything.
Yes. Keep chanting, chat. Make it work.
This is fucked up. That it should be okay. See, we should
Okay.
be hearing that
Input
right now.
no, try another speaker.
I did. No,
I guess.
that's coming through the exterior.
Okay. Is one of these medical talk
No,
chat?
no, it would be coming through.
This is gay.
Hello. Lou
Okay.
Elizondo. What a dirty
Just change-
fed.
No,
All right.
Lou Elizondo is a
got
dirty
it.
fed. Lou
No.
Alejandro.
What the fuck is happening here? All right, this is not working. All right, you want to?
All right. This is our fault.
Well, it's
Clearly,
something to do with the goddamn
Lou Elizondo. Let's curse
Zoom.
this.
All right, let me try.
Andy, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I will send you at least 2 hookers of legal age. That's the
Oh, yeah, dude.
business.
Do we hear anything now?
It's got to be a dial on their end.
All right.
All right, let me do one more thing.
Lou is a Fed, by the way. He still works for him.
He's a fed.
Damn, that sucks. I was really looking forward to this.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
What the fuck did you do?
Hello?
I'm hearing it through there. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just do it this
Fuck
way.
it. Sorry about that, chat. It's going to be one of these.
Fuck it. Is there an echo coming through on the audio?
Nope, it's good. I'll keep these on and you can talk.
No, it won't. It won't pick that up. It'll pick it up on YouTube. Whatever. What's up, dude?
What's up, boys?
Sorry about that. This is being really shitty right now. Zoom is being shitty for some reason.
Lou Elizondo has cursed this podcast.
Yeah.
I was talking a little shit about him, and for the next little bit, I'm sorry, Lou. I'm sorry.
What don't you like about him?
I don't find Lou credible.
Yeah.
That's just me.
No, I have a similar feeling towards him.
Yeah, he and Grush.
Which one's Grush?
Yeah, I've been in investigations so long that I've seen a lot of people make a lot of smoke with no fire so many times that I'm just like, man, until you bring me something, I'm not even really entertaining this conversation.
Yeah, I think dudes like Lou Elizondo, I've seen in like on the podcast scene which I hate that I even said that sentence. On the podcast scene. Who am I? Yo, like go back to I hope the audio fucks up.
Again?
I hate that I just said that. But no, I was when I was big into because like my main thing is like well actually no, funny enough, recently I've been getting way into the alien shit, but my main thing for a while was like the FBI and the CIA and government corruption. And you'd have all these like FBI whistleblowers. And then like there's just something and the same thing with the CIA. There's just something about them though. They're too like clean cut and they're too normal looking. They don't look autistic. They don't look fucking weird or anything like that. And I think the 3 letter agencies send them out to make people feel like oh they're doing something when in actuality they're just kind of like giving you crumbs. But seeing a dude like Lou Elizondo go on fucking Rogan and he goes over in front of the hearing and shit like that, I think it's just so you can like feel nice. It's like the same way that oh who's the Pharma Bro guy? I always forget his name.
Which one?
Shkreli, Martin Shkreli.
Really?
Oh,
We were just talking about it before this shit went live.
Yeah, like when they got him in trouble and they were like, this guy's a fucking dickhead, and then it made everyone feel like they addressed the issue. When in actuality, everyone else does that. He just became like the sacrificial lamb.
Right.
And I think it's a similar thing with these guys.
Yeah, the Sackler family was fucking way worse than him. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not justifying him at all, but I mean, get
And
those
all-
fuckers.
And all those companies do the exact same thing Martin
Mhm.
Shkreli did. He just had fun being the bad guy, so he got a lot of exposure.
Yeah, and the auto companies in the fucking 60s and 70s were doing that with, their fucking things, they're faulty parts and shit, and they do the cost benefit analysis.
Yeah,
I mean, fucking Duke Energy's done it forever, man.
Oh yeah,
But the thing about Lou Elizondo that gets me is he's like, I have to check with the Pentagon to see if this is okay to say it. It's like, dude, why would you get clearance if you're a whistleblower?
Well,
like you're just part of the system. Is
him
all it
and
is.
Grush do the same thing. They're all completely cleared by the Pentagon to write what they're going to write. Doesn't mean it's
Mhm.
true. Just like, yeah, okay, go ahead and put that shit in there. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. It also too, I watched that we watched that congressional hearing on stream, and it was we were going in and out. It seemed kind of boring at times. There was like compilations that made it seem super interesting, but that shit was rough to sit through.
Yeah.
And like everything he said, it was either shit, it was just like softly confirming shit people been talking about for years, or it was like I can't talk about it unless I'm in a fucking skiff or some shit like that.
Yeah. And having Michael Schellenberger there, I mean, that was interesting, but it even raises more suspicion to me because he brings a document that's, as far as I can tell, the constellation, whatever the hell it is,
Yeah.
Immaculate Constellation document.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any of that shit that's been verified by any
Oh,
source.
okay.
So
What
I mean,
is
that is
what
weird.
is that exactly? Because I saw him talking about it, but I haven't had a chance to like look at it.
I need to read it myself and get better informed before I go on a podcast and start
Guy,
talking about it.
when God impregnated this other
Constellation.
constellation,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
amazing.
And he made the Gray Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
But
I
yeah,
think
no,
Schellenberger was on that hearing so they could try to like squeeze his sources out of him because they barely talked to him. And I've seen
Yeah.
them do that before to like Matt Taibbi and people like that. They
yeah.
literally they'll bring a reporter on and they'll be like, "So who told you all this?" And he's like, "I'm a reporter. I'm not going to tell you that." Like,
yeah, you can't do that.
yeah, you can't bully a reporter to tell you his sources. That's the whole fucking thing, man.
Well, that one rep actually did get him to disclose, like, kind of in the area. He's like, "Well, I tried to trick you out of that, but it kind of worked." Blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, come on, you're not even fucking hiding it.
I
Yeah.
mean, once you give up a source as a reporter, you're done. That's your whole career is over.
This
with.
is your bread and butter. You can speak to that better than anybody. How does that, especially if you're someone as big as Michael Schellenberger, how's that affect you?
Well, I mean, well, A, you're not going to be able to gain anybody's trust anymore, and B, you're also selling out your the rest other reporters as well. Like you're setting a precedent saying like this is what we do now. And yeah, they keep that. I mean, that's just it's a spoken rule, really. It's not even unspoken. You just don't do that.
Did the aliens tell you to say that?
No, but I do believe like how cool would it be if they were just like Alf the entire time?
That'd be
Like,
the worst one.
yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that before I said it.
And I don't even like cats.
I don't
I
even know
don't know,
what.
dude. Alf would be okay. I don't know. I think aliens are just indifferent and shit like that. I don't think they give a fuck about us that much.
I don't. Well, one of my big like I'm open to open life or other life forms, but to for them to travel through space and to have the same materials that we use on this planet that just happen to be perfect to for our atmosphere, our gravity, and everything seems odd. Like they would use metal or some alloy. Like why wouldn't they have like a biological way to get through space or something like that? Like I don't know, something easier to travel through space. Also, wormholes. Like it would be a lot easier to do that than travel through space. Also, again,
Buttholes.
buttholes. What's their
Buttholes
deal,
too.
A
man?
lot to do with, but we're still fascinated with buttholes.
Yeah. Like why
They'd
is
be over buttholes, but
What if
yeah.
it turns out that aliens, like they're saying that they did some sort of whatever to make our DNA evolve.
we were seeded
Like we were seeded,
like the Anunnaki.
but we're
Yeah.
all focused on the brain, and it's all through the butthole.
I will say the Anunnaki stuff is at least fascinating and something I like to listen to the shit, whether I
Mhm.
believe it or not. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I like it because it like I've like loosely gone into it and it kind of like pairs up with other shit and there's sort of like a semi consistency throughout different cultures in reference to that and stuff like that. My favorite one on stream recently we went down a Yakub rabbit hole. Have you
Nice.
gotten hip to Yakub?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the ins and outs of it, but that one's just like I don't know. They really no disrespect, but the wait, which one is Yakub? It was with Malcolm X and all that other shit.
They have the extra bone in their body, I
That's
think.
nope. That's
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's the one we went to when we were little. Our dad made us go.
Yeah.
But I was like, fucking after I was watching the stuff about Yaqub, oh yeah, Nation of Islam. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, Scientology really gets all the heat for being like the craziest. And I was like, dude, fucking the whole story of Yaqub, where it was like, it was like it sounds like some shit L. Ron Hubbard is like too dumb to write. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because it's just like, I know his head's bigger because he's so fucking smart.
Yep.
It's just like
It
it's just
does.
like
It
yeah,
does
we
sound like a bunch of black Israelites were high in a room and came up with that.
yeah, it's like, okay, so we were all back there back in the day. We were all sick as hell, like just fucking
Yep.
killing it, being the sickest, like the sickest dudes ever. Then Yaqub, his fucking corny ass walks in with his big old brain, and he's like, "Yo, I got these white people I made," and we're like, "Get those the hell out of here!" And he's like, "Fuck you!" And then he like just fucking get, and I'm like, "Wait, what? What are we?" And then there's all this other shit about going through space and all this other fucking shit, and I go, Nation of Islam. Sorry, I've been listening to Malcolm X's audiobook and I watched the Yaqub video. So I've been on a big Nation of Islam kick. I really think it's these suits and bow ties that make people ignore how silly some of their stuff is.
Yeah.
They're so snappy of dressers. I mean,
Oh, they look the best. Yeah.
yeah.
That's some
Yeah.
madman shit for religion right
Yeah,
there.
it's put together. We silly guys anyway.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite part too about the Malcolm X autobiography is there's a part where he has like a whole chapter being like, "We are not racist," and I'm like, "You've been calling me the white devil the whole book, dude."
Mhm. As
It's
you
like,
should.
but it makes me laugh that I'm like, "Oh my god!" Even like Malcolm X, who was like, "Yaqub is real," and fucking Nation of Islam shit, and white people are the devil, like they're literally like below us, blah blah blah. He's like, "But I'm not a racist."
No, that's
No,
And
it's
like,
just the way it is, man.
dude, and you see it on the other side. Like I've seen like racist white dudes in the set, like the ex-leader of the KKK.
Oh,
They
yeah.
try to be like, they try to call him racist and he gets offended. And you're like, really? Like, really? You guys as well don't want to be called racist. That's
yeah. David
fascinating.
Duke's like, I am not.
What?
I'm not racist. I'm just right about all this stuff.
Yeah, Benny the Jet. Shout out to Billy Carson for all his love of the Naki. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's crazy, dude. You can call any extremist party anywhere racist, and they just start clutching pearls. I love it.
Dude, everyone gets so mad if you call them racist, and they'll just be like, yeah, I mean, they are, subhuman and not fit for common society, but I'm not a racist when I say that. And you're like, brother, what?
Well, hold
You're-
on,
you're-
guys. Let's
you're-
not jump to
let's-
conclusions here.
Let's not be judgmental. That's part of being a racist.
No, it's they raised some good points. No,
Well,
it's I don't know what it is about that though. Like, what is it that is it because of the backlash or I mean, I don't know. Like, do they feel like I'm stating facts and that racism is a term that is broadly accepted as evil, but what we're doing is fine? Is that what it is, or what? What do you think?
I think for me, the part, because it is like, yeah, if you're Nation of Islam, you're convinced you're right. So you're like, I'm not racist, I'm right.
Mhm.
I think it is like the getting offended though by it that makes me laugh. Where it was like, you would almost be like, I understand why you think I'm racist. You're such a fucking retarded subhuman.
Yeah.
And like, I don't fault you for it. Fucking.
Which was on my last birthday card, by the way.
Yeah. Well, your
It's
grandma knew how to write.
Yeah, Hallmark is fucking crazy these days.
Yeah, it's the part where they just get, because it was like a whole chapter of the book where it was just him being pissed off that like the Nation of Islam was getting bigger, and it was just they were getting write-ups in all these like academic journals or just in newspapers and things like that, because they were starting to hit more cities and get a lot bigger and shit like that. And it was just making me laugh. It was a whole chapter of Malcolm X being like, how the fuck do they think we're racist? The fuck is going on? I'm like, dude, I don't know. Maybe it's the white devil shit.
White devils. Yeah, but they're white devils,
It
though.
all goes back to Ace Ventura Part 2, whenever they started doing the Quincy Ocha thing with his hair.
Yeah. And then
Everything is
Yeah, it's all very interesting. It all makes you realize, like, for as much as shit changes, it's still like the same shit. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm reading, I'm listening to. I'll be keeping a buck. I'm listening to it. But I do read some books. I got some over there. I'll get to reading one of
Quit
those at some
bragging.
point. I'm in my buying books phase. I'm gonna get around to reading at some point. Um, boy, oh yeah, but like I forget sometimes when he's just kind of like talking about social issues in the fucking book. At some point I forget. I'm like, oh yeah, he's in what would it be like the 50s and 60s. I was like, oh
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
that,
like
yeah.
because like if you stop paying attention, it can sound like a dude just talking about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote, I think the book you're talking about, he wrote in 63. If
That sounds right. Yeah,
62 or
because
63.
yeah.
And yeah, that was an interesting time to have repeat.
What was going on then?
He's like,
Seems
well, at least we'll never have to go through that again.
it seems fine.
Yeah.
I like that they were like, you know what? These people are so shitty that they have to be alien created. They're created by aliens
That's
in
pretty
a
good.
lab.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a way to get
You
people to
two
think.
fuckers are talking me into believing in aliens, and it had to do with a goddamn flying saucer. I appreciate that.
But you keep
I
wanting
just
to get
wish
probed. I think that's why.
I just wish Lou Elizondo would bring up Yakub for once, dude. Someone someone in
Racist.
Congress needs to bring up Yakub.
I would
It
love
needs
for
to be talked about.
Louis Farrakhan to testify at those
Oh,
hearings.
dude.
That
Oh
would
my
be
God. And then
dynamite.
they're just like, hey, real quick, how do you feel about Jews? And he's like,
Hear
Justice
a pin
Bowtie.
drop in there.
He's like, get fucking ready.
Let's just say I have my opinions.
Would it be weird if you saw Chuck Schumer's head stretch around the door like the Beetlejuice snake?
Oh, I could expect it, dude. I don't know. I'm sure a bunch of them are fucking lizards or aliens or some shit like that. Who the fuck knows?
Now
Yeah, I
that
don't know.
I could believe lizard people with the yeah, coming from the earth themselves, like a genetic mutation or something. I don't know
Yeah.
about
That's
the
Sleeve
ancient,
Stacks.
yeah, Sleeve Stacks, Land Before the Law, or Land, what was it,
Land of the Lost.
Land of the Lost, yeah.
That's probably before Andy's time. He's a young man.
Oh no, I know Land of the Lost. I was just thinking about, sorry, I was actually zoning out imagining if Chuck Schumer like just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna let you know I'm a lizard bug monster. And I'm like, because have you seen the thing how people are kind of just like, I was talking to Nate about this last night where he's like, it still trips me out that he's like, people don't react bigger. He's like, they basically say aliens are real and people are just gonna be like, that's pretty cool. Now it's like, I don't know. I think some of it has to do with the state of the economy. The world's fucking crazy, and you're just like, yeah, dude. I mean, aliens are probably. We all thought aliens are real. I really got to figure out how to pay my mortgage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
And then
back
on
burner issue.
and then on top of that, so we on No More Heroes, we've been doing a lot of themed episodes where we talk specifically about like UAP and alien shit, and we just did an episode about the Phoenix Lights, which if you guys haven't heard,
Dude, I saw it when it happened. I was watching it on TV.
I know exactly.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the original newscast that night. Like it was national, dude. I've been
real.
obsessed with
Oh,
it since.
they showed it live.
It was on the national news
Not live, but like
the night after.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
really?
it was local Phoenix news. It was late. It was late that night. Like the 11 o'clock casts were hitting it
Yeah,
on
because
the
it
national
happened at like
news.
7 and 10 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like the next day, by that time it was they were going to do the press conference, and the governor came out and rescinded everything he said and all that shit.
Yeah, and he was being a
They pulled
fucking
the
dickhead.
gag. Yeah, no, yeah, it was big. It was big news everywhere. I remember when it happened.
Nice. Yeah, I literally learned about it 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kurt
But
Russell was the one that
yeah. You hear
reported.
about the pilot who reported it
Kurt
initially?
Russell.
Kurt
Yeah.
Russell. Ain't that
Yeah.
fucking wild?
Yeah, it's fucking it's so random and cool. But no, so like I think even in the Phoenix Lights, I think people just kind of accepted it. I think it's like aliens separate from us. I think either people have hardcore believed it or they were like me for the longest up until last year. Me for the longest time, I was always just like, aliens are real, but I mean, what am I going to do about it? So I didn't really spend a lot of like mental effort. I think aliens aren't because people have sort of accepted it. Everyone sort of accepted it to a degree. I don't think aliens are going to spaz people out. I think it's if like you find out all the like more spooky shit, like if the fucking government actually is lizards and like If they
Yeah.
like revealed that on TV, that would fucking freak people out. It's if one shit was something else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
aliens are consistent in people's heads. If they found out some shit that they thought was chill was not chill, they would then proceed to get not chill.
I
Yeah.
I
I don't believe they're intergalactic travelers at all, personally.
I kind of put it
No?
in the realm of like mythology and other, well, some religion and whatever. We kind of use some of these things as ways to explain the unexplainable, like things that maybe we can't uh
Yeah.
comprehend or haven't been able to measure through technology yet. But I think you're right. If it affected our day-to-day things, like these anomalies, obviously people freak out about, but nothing has like come of it. Like it hasn't affected us. But if it happened to be where, like you said, if they were in our government,
Yeah.
or they were like replicas or like pod people or whatever, yeah, then you're gonna have chaos,
Yeah, because
paranoia, etc. Yeah.
yeah, if it was some shit that you already assumed and then you found out it was actually some other insane thing, I think that would fuck with people's heads. You were actually just saying an interesting thing where you're talking about like like just human beings trying to explain away shit that they can't explain. I wonder if like, because doesn't it seem like way more people now are just like aliens are just kind of normal. It's not like an interesting thing about you anymore that you're into aliens. Or
Yeah.
maybe it's just a world I exist, but I feel like with everyone, it's just kind of understood that aliens are there. And I'm also starting to realize we're becoming much more of like a secular country. And I wonder if aliens are becoming more normalized because we're just substantially less religious as a country.
I
Because,
think there's part of that. I think people always look for something bigger than themselves, because otherwise it's a depressing existence when you think like this is it. There, you
it's also
know,
stressful. If you think you're like the
yeah,
biggest thing in the universe, it's very
hmm
stressful.
Actually,
yeah.
pretty seems pretty nice to me.
Well, I mean, it can
A
be,
lot of
but
pressure, dude.
if
I'm just
you're
like, I feel good about this.
if you're looking for a meaning to life, like your own life, right?
Hmm.
And you realize like it doesn't matter what I do, this is it. This is the biggest it's going to get. This is,
Hmm.
there's nothing else beyond this. Whatever we do to advance our civilization, it's only going to stop here.
Buddy,
Or,
I can't keep up with
but,
this.
but I mean, it's the same with in religion as well. Like people
Yeah.
look for, there's something beyond this right here, right? And so when they lose that comfort, and then they have these other things that are introduced that are, you know, religion is not a tangible thing. It's based on faith, right? So we put faith in these things that we can't see. But when you see something, an alien or something,
It's
an
the
anomaly,
rewarding of faith.
and you go, wow, there's something bigger than me out there. I think that you're right. It's sort of, taking the place of some religion in some ways.
Well, I mean, personally, I do
Yeah,
believe that
science is
there
the
is
same
more
way
out
though.
there, but at the same time, I can't keep up with this. So that feeds into the whole, yeah, aliens are real, but I got shit I got to do. My wife is mad at me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep up with day to day. So I understand why it's not. And also, people can find community for almost anything now with the proliferation of internet and interconnectivity, and we're sharing things. It's not hard to believe that people are okay with it now. When I believe Andy's right, when it is shown to be something which I believe is inevitable to be something that defies the norms and the casual assumptions, that's when shit's going to get lost, especially when it proves things that we have assumed about ourselves, particularly the age of the human race, are vastly inaccurate.
Mm.
Vastly inaccurate. And maybe about who we are and where we come from, all that stuff.
Well, religion itself, like we were talking about,
Mhm.
all biblical texts, they don't reference something outside of this planet. Like people will infer that, or they can look into and sort of suspect that whatever. They can put in their own words about that. But most people, I believe there's like in some simple term, heaven or an afterlife, right? A lot of people do. I would say most people do. Whether it's like the Christian or whatever. When that totally gets disrupted, you're not only talking about an ideological shift, but you're talking about like the Catholic Church, which is one of the richest landowners in the world, like that totally is disrupted. That's totally debunked, right? So now you have all of this paradigm shift where people are like now looking elsewhere. They're looking beyond.
Now, excuse me, just one, Andy. You got to answer me this. Do you not think if this shit like blows up, the Catholic Church has so much in their vaults that they're gonna be able to like, guess what, motherfuckers? We had this the whole time. Like hand magicians.
I don't know. I'm not like deep in. I'm sure it's too big. There's too much for fucking room in there. They definitely got some weird shit. They're like, brother, we are aliens, dude. We
Yeah.
know. We're
What? We invaded ourselves.
Why do you think I wear that big ass hat? I gotta
Yep.
fucking hide my fucking antennas.
The Mars
Yeah.
attacks jar under there.
I don't know. It's all very interesting. I gotta be honest, because the reason I was thinking like a lot of the alien shit sort of takes the place of religion is because I was listening to, I don't watch her show regularly, but every time she's got like an interesting thing or like an extra wild episode, I was checking out Candace Owens' podcast, and she was talking about being like a Catholic and shit, and how it's like it's actually nice when to like think about, you're serving a higher purpose, and like God has this whole fucking thing laid out for you, and it's just your job to sort of follow God's word. And or wait, she's not Catholic. That's right. She had a commercial for Catholic shit or something. I don't know. Whatever. She's Christian, I think.
Let's just say Baptist. I don't know why.
I don't fucking know. I think because no, I remember she got like when she was being fucking like, yeah, what's with these Jews? And everyone was like, yo, bitch, chill. She was tweeting out like Christ is king. Oh yeah, you remember when she was like, hey, Ben Shapiro, I think it's fucking lame.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking lame. They're bombing Palestinian kids, and Ben Shapiro was like, shut up, you black bitch. You know what I mean? All that shit.
You whore.
Yeah, you stupid black bitch.
I'll get my wand out.
No, but like I remember she was talking about like that feeling you have when you look at God and you like serve a higher purpose. And I was like, you know what? There is something relaxing in the fact that it's like thinking that there might just be aliens outside the Earth's orbit monitoring the Earth and just like fucking keeping like checking in on it. Or I was thinking about that, and I'm like, huh, yeah, I wonder if we are as a society, or the people who are more pro alien, if it is sort of a result of lack of religion. Because I don't see a lot of religious people getting deep into the alien shit. So I'm always like curious if that's what it is, because there is some vaguely relaxing feeling believing in aliens. Because I genuinely don't think if there are aliens, they're coming to fuck us up, because they would have. You know what I mean? It's that simple. It's that simple logic everyone always brings up all the time, but it's true, where it's like, well, they would have, because it's like we've seen some of the weird technology about how it can like do pinpoint turns and fucking hover and disappear and do all this other shit. If like aliens are real, then that's how the fucking Malaysian Airlines flight went disappearing. And if aliens are real, they had a huge fucking spacecraft over Phoenix, like we just talked about. And they, at no point did Phoenix get hit with a death ray or anything like that. Nope. And it's like, I think if all these things are actual aliens, it doesn't seem like they're mad at us. It just seems like they're observing us. And like that, I'm like, that's chill. I like that. I like that they're not angry or violent.
They went Star Trek on us instead of Star Wars. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, dude, they did, because they like fucking they like that, wasn't that Anunnaki? They were fucking us and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. They basically bred the species out of primates.
Yeah, dude.
And their DNA.
I mean, aliens are more likely to blow me than blow my head off, dude. Like,
I like the odds.
I want the 3-titty girl from Total Recall. Like, if they're gonna, I mean,
we're gonna do that ourselves eventually.
Yeah, they're out there. I'm sure.
Dude,
wasn't there a green chick?
Have you looked into the Battle of Los Angeles?
No, what's that?
That's fucking wild. I don't want to like misquote things, but basically, it was a Phoenix Lights scenario, supposedly.
Wait, is that Rage album?
It was and supposedly they had like the military out there shooting at shit in the sky with fucking tanks, and it was in the 50s.
Is that a new thing? Battle of Los Angeles?
It was in the 50s, but it's
never mind. Sorry. Pat, who I don't know if you guys met Pat, but Pat, who I do No More Heroes and Drag the Lake with, he was showing me something that just happened recently that was like it looked like it was like an intergalactic battle. So that's why I was confusing it.
No,
But I'm sorry, go on.
no, I hadn't seen that one. No, this is a long time ago, and apparently, like they had like all kinds of problems with the military gear that were firing into the fucking air, like it
Yeah.
coming down with some sort of shrapnel. I'm guessing it's just artillery shrapnel.
Yeah.
But it was a fucking wild night or two.
That's crazy. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's all this like the well, I'll say this, like part of the reason I like the alien shit so much is I feel like I went through like I got deep into conspiracy shit and I started running out of like the big ones to like look into.
Mhm.
And dude, there's so many of the alien ones I haven't gone into. Like you said Battle of Los Angeles, never heard of that. Just recently heard about cattle mutilation, watching that.
Oh yeah.
I've heard the term before, but I never heard the actual breakdown of it. So I was watching that. There's that new alien show on Netflix with I forget the guy, but he's been on Rogan a bunch of times. And yeah, they were talking about cattle
Is it Bob
mutilation.
Lazar?
No, is a
Oh,
dude with
Steven.
long hair.
Not
I think
Steven.
he was the guy in Vegas who fuck, what's his name? I don't know. I think he might have been on Coast to Coast. I can't remember.
Not Jeremy Corbell, is it?
No. The guy from Coast to Coast.
Not Art Bell.
No, the other guy. The
George Knapp.
Yeah, I think it's George Knapp.
George Knapp. And then there's the other host that was on there
Yeah.
briefly. Jesus, I don't know.
Is it George? Yeah, it's George Knapp. His is it's very interesting. And he was talking about the cattle mutilation and how like they just have parts of their body cut off and it's always like an oddly clean cut and the cows are completely drained of their blood and there's no blood sitting around. It's all this weird shit. Dude, and that's why the alien shit is so fascinating because I love a whole like that's why I got into the conspiracy stuff. I'm a big fan of a whodunit. And like the alien shit is just like a 10th level whodunit. Because it's like, it might be a creature from a different universe using technology we've never heard of. Have fun with it, dumbass. You know what I mean? Like, have fun with it, idiot.
Yeah, that can go anywhere.
Literally. Yeah. And it's just like it made me realize that I was never like shitty to alien people, but I was always kind of like I always kind of quietly rolled my eyes where I'm like, it's just a waste of time. Who gives a fuck? And I never realized how fucking interesting it all was because a lot of it like with the Phoenix Lights there's not enough to say exactly what it is, but there's also not enough to say that there's not even nearly enough to disprove it. It's somewhere in the middle. Like you're like it's something.
Yeah.
It's something we don't know about.
And when you go and look at the home videos that people have posted over the years,
yeah,
like these weren't altered. They didn't have the capability. This is VHS shit replayed.
Yeah.
And, if you've been looking at it for a while, you remember which ones you've seen and haven't. There's something there. I don't know what it is. I personally don't believe in interstellar space aliens. That's me. But something's there. I mean, I can't fucking deny when something's staring me in the face.
Yeah. It's so interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I've heard a lot of theories that are interesting. I don't speak matter of factly until there's like some sort of concrete evidence or maybe not concrete evidence, but it's kind of like the feeling after I finished up I guess they had concrete evidence with OJ, but I just remember at the end of the 30 for 30 with OJ, that 5-parter, you're just like, oh yeah, he did that shit. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
He did the fuck out of that shit.
But the only reason you're saying that's because he's guilty. So
but that's we did an episode I was talking about earlier about MH370, the Malaysian Airlines flight, and I try to give like my best guesstimate, but that one I was like way over my head because I got into it realizing like, oh shit, if I actually want to figure this out, I'm gonna have to learn quantum physics, and I do not have time for that.
I don't have a fucking clue.
Guys, let me handle this one. No.
Well, you know what?
Maybe lost. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I looked into quantum physics for about 30 minutes and then I remembered the Schrodinger's cat came up and that annoyed the ever-loving fuck out of me and I was like, I forgot about this. I don't want to deal with this because they're always like, oh, there's a cat in a box and there's a device there's a 50% chance will kill it. And the cat's either dead or alive before the box is open. I go, no, it's not. It's one or the other. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
go fuck yourself.
That's the problem with the posit of quantum superposition. It's like okay, I get what you're saying, but you're a little bit full of shit for even saying it. Like
Yeah.
that type of superposition thing where, all possibles are a reality. It's like,
Yeah, and
no.
yeah, no, and then I'm like, and they talk about how like, well, there's endless. I don't know. I got to look into it a little bit more. I'm gonna give it a college try, but like my first jump into it, you know how there? Have you ever heard of the theory where like so like Roswell happens in 47, 48, and basically they think that's a lot of people think that's when aliens gave us a bunch of technology,
Yeah,
and
like the transistor and all. Yeah.
that's why the technological advances have gone crazy since then. And it's like I kind of go, I don't know enough about tech to say yes or no on that. But then when I hear people try to explain quantum physics, the first go around on that, I go, "You're all making this shit up. Fuck you." And I go, and I'm being funny about this, but like my first initial thought is I'm like, did they just make quantum physics so no one could fucking understand it, so you'd never look into this
Yeah.
technology?
Nerds got to have something to do.
It's like reading during the Dark Ages. They
Yeah.
kept it away from the rest of us.
Why do you want to read, Charlemagne?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna try. I got more important shit to do now. But at some point, I'm gonna give the college try and try to do quantum physics 101. I think I can do it. I'm pretty cool. I'm a pretty smart guy.
What is that?
You are a very smart guy. You're one of the most like our favorite people to talk to because
Thank you very
you can talk
much.
about anything, dude. You are a perfect guest in that you have knowledge enough about pretty much anything you could think of.
I really
But
appreciate that.
you're at least going to be funny if you're
Yeah.
not super well
Oh,
informed.
thank you. No, I was telling someone because I've gotten that compliment a couple times, which I really appreciate. But like I was talking to someone recently. I was like, I think it's just because I really like shit. Like I like to like shit. And then when I see other people liking shit, I go, why do you like that shit so much? And it may not become my favorite thing, but I figure out why other people like it because I go, that's a fun like I gotta be honest, like this is gonna sound corny, but like very specifically, I don't know, I'm kind of an angry negative person at my like resting speed. So I'm really obsessed with smiles and laughter. Like I
Yeah.
just the reason I like one of the reasons I like doing comedy so much is the sound of laughter is one of the most satisfying things to me. So I get obsessed with what makes people laugh and what makes people happy, and then I figure out why other people like because I didn't fuck with anime for the longest time. Then I was like, once again, I gave it the college try and I fucked with anime and I realized it's much deeper than I gave it credit for. I was like, it's a lot of it's extremely horny, but some of it's actually like deep messaging. And
Well,
I was
there's an
like, oh,
expressionism in anime. Like it really is an expressionist art form.
I haven't gotten past the horny stuff yet.
Yeah, well, I'll get
I'm
there.
hoping.
it's pretty great. And honestly, the horny stuff in anime, I was like, well, I got to give it to them. Now I know why people watch cartoon porn because I was like, I never like jerked it to anime, but I was like, oh, I see how this gets you there. Yeah, okay, I'll give it. You know what I mean? They just, they're drawing them and they're putting them in fun scenarios, and you're just like, oh, okay, this is why they do that to themselves. But no, it's just like I think I end up being interested in a lot of shit just because I get very curious why people like things, that I don't fuck with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I end up getting into a lot of shit.
Well, I
And
mean, and
also,
also it stems from you said you're resting angry and also curious. I find a lot of people like the Robin Williams thing. He was so obsessed with humor. Part of it, besides just the joy and the elation, is he didn't want other people to feel bad because he felt bad.
He's also an alien.
Also an alien,
More
drank
more.
milk with his finger,
Yeah.
kind of circles back.
So
oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that from being, a person who's been in many, many a dark space that, it's one of the reasons I love comedy. It's a shared expression of joy.
well,
Yeah.
that's one of the first things they tell you to do when you're depressed or in a dark place is to
Go to an open mic.
or try to do something out of your comfort
Yeah,
zone.
so you can
Yeah.
finish the job and really
Yeah.
fucking kill yourself.
Or at least take someone with you, right?
Yeah.
No, if you're in a dark place, do not go to an open mic. Run away from an open mic.
Or just go watch an open mic. That's fun.
I also too, I like it irks me to not be in on a conversation. Like if people are talking about a thing, it like, especially in the context of like, I'm doing my stream every day for like 3 to 5 hours and then I'm podcasting a bunch of times and I'm just like, it's like, it irks me to not know about a thing. I know that's a little bit psychotic, but like it genuinely like bothers me. Like if people are having a conversation about World War II, I can't really jump in on it 100%, and that
Ah,
bugs the shit out of me.
yeah,
So that's why I like whatever the current event is, I try to like look into it because I want to just be able to like say something in a conversation about it or say something on a podcast or something like that. It's like I don't know. Maybe that's why being a little bit of a psycho, but it just bugs me not to know about a thing.
Well, all three of us know well and good. That's just being Italian. Like
Hmm.
like we're part Italian, and it's just you got to yell at things. It's part of the fun.
Yeah. Dude, it feels good. I was actually I always knew I had an anger problem, but I actually recently realized how like real it is because I got into I've been using this term lately to best surmise it. I've had a couple instances where I've been drinking and I turn into a little bit of a nasty fucker. And then like, just kind of telling people off or where you like start talking shit and then it slowly shifts into like, I'm just telling you how I feel now, but I'm
yeah. It
pretending
stops
I'm
being
kidding.
fun, and then yeah,
Yeah, no, well, literally, someone was like, I was like coming at someone recently, and they were like, all right, this isn't fun anymore. Stop. And I'm like, I was like, I had to like sit back and I was like, why am I doing that? Because I was also like doing it to friends. And I was like, why am I just being like going out of my way to like just be a fucking cunt? And I was like, you know what it is because I was like, oh, I think it like feels good to me. It's like it's not like there's that like heightened emotion that happens in those moments and it feels good. You're energized. You feel like you're what's the term? You
Alive.
feel you feel like utterly justified in your feelings, especially if it's like a fucking argument. Excuse me, and you think you're right and stuff like that. And then to add in the whole like when I was a kid, like that gay shit, but like when I was a kid, my family's really like they never beat me, they never did any of those things. They always like provided for me except like emotionally. And we were just never like a fucking call people up family. We were never like, I love you, attaboys. And like so I would never get these like reactions from my parents on anything unless I was like pissing them off. So I always like
wow,
associated anger with like
with reward.
acknowledgement or validation. So it's like
Yeah.
I think I program myself to respond angry to things or some weird shit like that. I don't know. I'm not like a fucking psychologist, but I was like making these connections where I was just like, oh yeah, that was the only time I ever really got like because like literally I always joke. I go, dude, I'm literally like 5 or 6 attaboys away from never even trying stand up. You know, just literally if my dad would have just hit me with a few like, love you, champ. Hey, you did good there. I'm just like
Well,
never doing stand up, never doing podcasting, never doing any of that shit.
it's
I'd just be fucking running a warehouse somewhere, fucking probably with a fat wife and fat kids and shit. You know what I'm saying?
it's insular to behave that way too. You do protect yourself if you all you get is negative wiring. That whenever you get to the point where you're like, yeah, I like confrontation. Fuck yeah, I feed on this shit.
Dude, it feels good to
Yeah,
like
well,
get angry and to feel like you're justified in it because like I don't know. I heard I think it was Rogan when he was talking about like a John Jones type dude where he seems like a dude who was just born in the wrong time period. Like he was supposed to be a warrior in some fucking big ass army or whatever, just going into villages and fucking people up. Like, and I sometimes look at that and I go, yeah, I feel like I'd have fun with like the Mongols or something if we were just,
you're
you know what I
wired
mean?
for it.
If we were just doing shit like that. Because I,
But
I think I think the thing with the anger sometimes is like in modern society, there's no way. It feels like there's no way, and I don't know exactly what the vibe was, century or decades, centuries before, but I'm just talking about what I know in like modern society. It feels like there's no way to properly expel when you have a big thing of anger besides like, oh, let's go to the bar and get shit faced. And it's like the irony of the situation is like I've been drinking less now because like I've been hitting a point where I get really drunk and now I'm just like sad. I'm like, oh, it's just not fun right now. So I'm like drinking less because I'm like, it's just not fun.
yeah,
So I'm just like, yeah, I need some fucking way to dispel anger. And then when I'm arguing with people and I find someone, being a liar or being unfair or being whatever, I go, well, here's my moment. They're being a phony. Now I'm allowed to treat them like shit because they're treating me like shit. And then that's when I dispel the anger, and it just in the moment it feels so good. It's like a fucking drug. It's like you get high off of it.
Here's the dirty little secret, man. You're wired to go looking for a fight, and it's not a bad thing necessarily.
That's what I was doing, dude. I realized I was doing that. I was actively looking for a fight. I was going into different situations being like, how can I get fucking mad about this? How can I go back and forth with someone? And I was like, I was acting like I was like lying to myself, acting like I didn't want that. And I'm like, dude, that's exactly what you wanted every fucking time.
Yep. And you know what? You need that. You really do. And people don't want to talk about that. Not everybody's the same, but certain dudes, there's a good percentage of us that sometimes we need a tussle. We need to go looking for something, whether it's physical or not.
But you also need to harness that. You can't do that. You can't chase that all the time.
I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta find a
bitch otherwise,
some bitch.
Yeah, but that's just exactly what you just described Reddit right there. That's what everybody on there
and Reddit exists.
I know, but it's somebody online just looking to get into a fight over semantics.
Again, you are correct. I'll cede the point. You are correct. You need to find a good place to let it out because it's a waste of your time otherwise.
Yeah,
I will say sometimes certain video games actually work kind of. I think it's always better default to some sort of physical activity. But I play Call of Duty a lot, and sometimes, like a lot of times, I like to do video games while I listen to a podcast. But I was actually doing it on stream today because it's like I'm not going to listen to a podcast on stream, so I'm just like locked into the game, and I'm like, dude, I'm like not even talking. I'm just hyper focusing on it, and like just hyper focusing on that, and you're fucking killing guys in the game. It did feel like some satisfying thing. Not that I, want to be a mercenary and kill people, but like. It did feel like this satisfying thing where I'm going around just fucking shit up. And I ended up having a good game. It was fucking team deathmatch, 40 kills, 17 deaths. Pretty sick.
Dude, we are wired, and not that long ago, to be cooperative hunters or warriors or teams. So when you engage in an endeavor like that, to where you're accomplishing a mission, you're accomplishing a big something difficult together. There's a bonding agent there. There are things that you're war bound.
Yeah,
I've people I ordinarily would not like at all. I've been on missions, warrants, whatever with, and we come to form a camaraderie based on those shared heightened experiences.
It was probably like an extra shitty experience too.
Yeah, a lot of times you go through living hell on something, and then afterwards you're laughing about it, like you're just joyous that you survived. You got these stories. It's something that you've added to your book of life. It's something crazy, and everybody should get that.
There's also the thing where, like, we're in a modern society, we're surrounded by convenience, and through convenience, we put up these walls that basically insulate us in this convenience. But human nature shows that we break past these things to further ourselves, to better ourselves. We have to break through comfort and tradition and whatever. And I mean, that's just the way it's always been. And sometimes you get those walls put up around you through convenience, and you feel like I need to break something down. I think it's just human nature,
No, that's very true. I've been realizing like is funny. Like I've been embracing more things about me, and I was realizing that things that would stress me out a while ago, I'm like, oh, that's just how you are. And like, so like you were saying, like break the walls down, like Jericho.
Yeah. I live my life by Chris Jericho.
The Millennium Man, Chris Jericho. That's mostly your Chris Jericho.
Right. Yeah.
100%. But no, like today, like I've been going on stream just fucking talking about everything. And then there was like a moment today where we were talking about tariffs with Trump. And I was like saying this and saying that about it. And then someone was kind of like calling me out in the comments. And then it hit me and I go, I don't know. I actually don't know shit about this. And then it's like, then that gets me excited. I go, I'm going to go read about tariffs. So when they come up next time, I don't look like an idiot.
Dude, if you want to read about an interesting terrorist, there's a dude named Abu Nadal.
It's a tariff.
Terrorist is what I meant.
I know you said terrorist. No, he was talking about tariffs.
Tariff. I thought tariffs. Jesus Christ. Boy, I missed a spot on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, tariffs are an interesting, wild thing. I need to know more about economics before I can speak anywhere clear on tariffs.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I've read a fair amount about economics, and people need to read more about economics because it makes a lot of the rest of the world make sense.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it makes a lot of the rest of the world make sense, and it makes you makes you not want to like I think the problem with modern society and why everything's well, it's multiple reasons. Like from an economic standpoint, where they went off the gold standard, Federal Reserve prints all this money, yada yada yada, devalues the currency, but also at the same time, when it comes to like economic things and once again, I admit it, I'm not an expert on tariffs, but you take stuff like tariffs and taxes and all this other shit. People are trying to like micromanage and fucking micromanage and set prices too often and do all that. Like they're just trying to put their hands in the cookie jar a little bit too much. And it's like, dude, you just kind of got to like you just gotta kind of like let it do its natural thing. And the best results, well, not the best results, but like sort of what we need and what will be more productive will result from there. But yeah, it's all very interesting. I don't know. If you're autistic like me, it's all incredibly interesting.
A lot of moving parts there,
Yeah, so, well,
especially economics.
and that's the thing. There's a million moving parts. Like there's a really interesting essay called I Pencil, and it's about like yeah, it's like a strong case for the free market. It's by this dude Leonard
Oh,
Reed.
that's the one about the how the pencil gets to where it is and all that shit.
And it's basically like
Yeah.
an argument. It's a strong argument for
Oh,
free
yeah.
markets where it's just like, how did you look at a pencil? This is a pen, but it's a black pencil. But
I
and
hadn't
it's
heard
a
it talk yet.
permanent black pencil.
Also has an extra bone in it.
Yeah, this is the one I write the N word with. But the but no, it's like or you look at this pen and you're just like, it's a simple little thing, you don't think about it. It's like if one of these is like 20 cents, it's a simple little thing, you don't think about it, and then you drop it and then you grab this pen and you look at it and you're like, yeah, but there's this is like metal here and this is rubber and this is they got to do something to write it on there, and then they got the ink and the pencil, so it's like there's no department of ink to make sure all the pens get full of ink, and there's no metal czar to make sure the caps are made perfect. It just people needed to write shit, and it just ended up, in the simplest terms, it just ended up happening. So it's like a lot of these things with the economy, people freak out and they have they want these quick solutions. And it's like, dude, if you kind of like let it, I believe leaving things up to the free market will give us more efficient, cheaper goods. And don't keep printing up fiat currency. That's it.
Yes. That's kind of a big point. Well, people are very myopic as a general standpoint. So getting them into nuance in a lot of things is going to be the fight.
Yeah.
Allowing citizenry to have more personal power and perspective.
Well,
that's how you stop people from stealing so much from everybody else and fucking you over. And it's tough.
And people don't like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's all about convenience again, where we've kind of handed over some of these, our rights for convenience, and on that, by doing that, we let a lot of things get past us. And I was saying this is sort of a thing I've been saying the last couple of days, but like we forget these people, these politicians, they're our employees. They're not our, we don't work for them, they work for us. And that ideal is
contract employees of that.
Right. That ideal is sort of gone by the wayside for convenience. It's like, here, you handle this. And by that, we've gotten a lot of bullshit from it, which I don't think it's incredibly a new thing, but like last little bit, it's been prevalent, I think.
Yeah, liking politics is gay and nerdy. I'm going back to that. Fuck that.
Yeah, but
I don't like politics no more. Yeah.
as the only if I could take a term from the great Tim Butterly and Mike Rainey, as a fat gay retard who's not afraid to admit he likes gay ass politics, likes politics, but I pay attention to gay ass politics. I got to admit, whoever is like, politics are so fucking gay, they're always 10 times more informed than I am. Like every fucking time. Almost every time. There's
Yeah,
certain
you're pretty
examples.
informed on politics, Andy.
I still like, I'm telling you, dude, I've talked to a lot of dudes who try to be like this fucking like Miguel at Dork Corks. He's a
Oh
perfect
yes.
reason. He's so goddamn smart, but he loves to act like fucking this shit's all fucking dumb. Who cares? It's like, all right,
He
well,
wants to be ugly and dumb so bad.
yeah, it's like, dude, you're
It's the
going.
only thing that hurts him is
It's like,
he's
dude,
not.
you're
Right
going
off.
deep into Reddit threads about the financial collapse. You like politics. Fucking I'm not trying to, I think I said this on a pod. I'm not trying to blow up his spot, but like Lemaire did that one time to me where we were driving through Philly and he's talking about like new Supreme Court justices that were like coming in there that they were putting in. He's like, but I'm not like really a politics guy. I go, yes, you are. We're driving through Philly and you're telling me about Supreme Court justices. But like, here's my thing. I'm the only one out of these fuckers who admits, like, yeah, I pay attention to gay ass politics. But yeah, I will say this. I don't like, you see a lot of people online who it's like their version of a fucking CW show, and that's embarrassing. I think they're all, you know, blood-soaked monster pedophiles that need to be dealt with. You know what I mean? Like, that's the angle I'm coming from.
Right.
And like, you know, I saw this one lady, you saw that picture of like Trump Jr., Elon, and RFK on the plane with all the McDonald's and shit.
Yeah.
There was some conservative lady who posted that picture and was just like, when you walk by the cool kids table, I go, ugh, you need to be shot to the moon. You are a useless person.
That's the
Try not to hit
equivalent
any aliens on the way there.
that's the equivalent of Stephen Colbert dancing with Chuck Schumer to me. Like, just stop it, goddamn
Yeah.
it.
No, this isn't. Yeah, this isn't a fucking CW show, or this isn't fucking Housewives. Where you're like, can you believe that Chuck Schumer didn't go to AOC's party? And you're like, shut the fuck up. You should hate. You should hate the vast majority of these people. Like
For sure.
Thomas Massey's chill, Rand Paul's chill. There's like 5 people who are chill, but you should fucking hate most of these people.
It's a short list.
I've had I would say the pleasure. I've been around like congressmen behind the scenes, and I know the difference what they show people and what they are. And it's kind of surprising. Like, it's surprising how little they really know. Then they really have someone there that is
Dude, so many of them are just dummies that can
they
do
really
that,
are.
that
They're
position.
great speakers, and
Dude,
they're
college
charismatic.
They're the college quarterback, or no, they're not even that. No, they're not because college quarterback's an athlete and he's talented. No, they're. You know how like you ever see in comedy, there's clearly people who try to do stand up because they're not hot enough to be a regular actor. So if you get into acting through stand up, you don't have to be traditionally hot or like movie hot. Well, these people, they're too ugly and dumb to like go into entertainment. They're like, dude, you see it with like local news people who get like plastic surgery. It's like, dude, you're in fucking Good Morning Utah. Who gives a shit? Why are you getting plastic surgery, you fucking psychopaths? They're people who are too stupid to like read a cue card and pay attention. Well, I don't know. Some are stupid. Some are just like, I have no morals. I will vote for anything. I don't care if it kills kids. I don't care if it ruins water supplies. I'll vote for anything. So it's like, it's half stupid people, half like people who are just okay with being the most evil people. Like, have you guys ever heard of this dude, Justin Amash?
The former
he was
Republican.
on. Yeah, I forget if he's actually still in there or not, but he was on.
I thought he was out.
Yeah, I think he's out. He was on Michael Malice's podcast a while ago, and Michael Malice asked him this really interesting question where I forget exactly how he asked it, but it was essentially like, is the government more like House of Cards or Veep? And he goes, it's like right in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's like, I was like, oh, that sounds accurate. I'm like, he's probably telling the truth on that one. Cause it is like, yeah, I think sometimes you're fucking, what was Kevin Spacey's character's name? Frank Underwood.
Yeah.
He's like, sometimes you're Frank Underwood kicking AIDS into a fucking moving train. And sometimes it's like fucking Parks and Rec, and you're Nancy. What? Nope. I always forget her first name.
Leslie Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, you're Leslie Nope trying to like fucking. There was an episode she was getting animals to fuck or something one time. I can't remember. I haven't watched Parks and Rec in a while.
Yeah. Penguins.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's trying to get penguins to fuck and put on a fucking a town fair and shit like that. And you're like, yeah, sometimes it's decent people who are just fucking dummies, and sometimes it's the most evil motherfucker you could even imagine.
I'm gonna call you Ron Swanson, the Punisher.
That'd be so sick.
Yeah, I think that's where you're at. You're at Ron Swanson and Punisher.
Yes, dude. And I have an issue of Punisher down there I keep meaning to read.
Is it War Journal?
I forget which one it is.
There's so many good ones.
Yeah, it is a lot like Veep though in the way that they.
It's a good thing he and we don't live that close to each other because we would definitely be a problem.
Yeah,
on the reg. It'd be great. Red Swanson, thank you, Dunbar.
Red Swanson.
God
Perfect.
damn.
Yeah.
God damn. This is fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
Dunbar just called you Red Swanson.
Hell yeah, Dunbar. Shout out Dunbar.
Fuck yeah.
Dunbar's in my goddamn stream. Fucking
Yeah,
first
he's
dude
our
in
boy,
every
dude.
fucking day.
Dunbar's the man. All right, guys. Well,
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good run.
Yeah, because I was reading I was reading Preacher.
Yes.
I forget how, but I got into Preacher and I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like, "Oh, I got a bunch of his shit."
Oh, Garth
Garth,
Ennis.
Garth Ennis, yeah.
Yeah, so he
Steve Miles.
this is his run of the Punisher,
Yep.
and then he got me. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Hellblazer. He got me like the
Yeah.
three compendiums of Hellblazer that he did.
The Welcome Back Frank of the Punisher is perfect. All of Preacher is a perfect story arc. He knew
Yeah.
where to end it. It was just so good.
How many issues of Preacher are there?
Oh Jesus, I don't know because they went through
There was 3 different compilations.
3 books, 3.
I think
I don't know.
Preacher went 4 years, 3 or 4 years.
It was a long story.
I mean, you got Hair Star. You can tell where Preacher is by where Hair Star is
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
how he's looking.
so
So
his condition is.
Yeah, no, I just and I looked up a bunch of shit about what's his name again? Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis,
Ennis?
yeah.
I looked up a bunch of shit about him, and I was like, it's such a cool concept of all of his shit where it's a guy who like writes comic books who hates superheroes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they got him to write the Punisher, and I go, "Though that rules."
Yeah. There's another thing he did called the Chronicles of Wormwood.
Yeah, that's
It's a short series. You'll love it.
like CIA Wormwood.
Wormwood with a Y, and it's having to do with the Antichrist.
and Jesus.
Oh,
And
okay.
all Judeo-Christian religion for the most part. He takes a shot at everybody, and it's fun.
What's it called again?
The Chronicles of Wormwood.
Okay, sorry, I'm like, I want to look that up. I don't want to forget about that.
Graphic novel, isn't it? Or did they do it?
They compiled it. Yeah, there were issues.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, comic books was another one. Anime and comic books were well, I liked a little bit of anime. I remember I was like, Full Metal Alchemist and Dragon Ball Z are sick. Everything else is fucking gay. And then I got older and I was like, oh, no, wait a minute. I'm fucking gay. Anime is actually really fucking cool. And comic books was the other one. I completely was like, superheroes are stupid as shit. And then literally a couple weeks ago, a fucking X-Men episode almost made me cry.
Yep.
So I've made a huge, like my 30s, I'm like a completely different person. Like I'm so far away from who I was in my 20s. It's nuts.
Now, I know we got to go, and I'm so sorry we went over time, but I got to leave you with these 2 comic book things.
Okay.
First is you can either do the movie. Well, I'll just tell you this one. You can do the animated movie, or you can do the run of comic books. It's Superman.
Okay.
You're sitting there thinking, okay, Superman run, fucking Superman comic book. It's what's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way.
Okay.
And they did an animated version called Superman versus the Authority.
What year is this? 2001?
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, March 2000. I'm looking it up on Wikipedia. March 2001. I love that name too. It's like long but not too long, and like the way they do it. What's so funny about
the song?
What's so crazy about Truth, Love, and Understanding?
Yeah,
Elvis Costello, right?
Yeah, it's maybe the greatest modern superhero story of our time.
Hell yeah!
What was that anime that Lemire was trying to get me to watch? JoJo's.
JoJo's Bizarre. You ain't ready for that.
Yeah, I can't.
You ain't ready for that, dude.
I've heard good things. I've heard that's a real. Just stay with it. It's gonna because I think from what I've gathered, it's weird as fuck. because I actually just watched a video about the like a month ago. I just watched a video about how the dude who created JoJo, how he came to create it, where he was just making like very low key mangas, trying to sell them to Shonen Jump, and then he finally was like, "Fuck it," and he tried like just made like JoJo. A lot of elements of JoJo are super calculated to just keep you paying attention and interested, and then there's a fun story in the mix of all this like crazy over the top shit. And I remember watching that being like, all right, I'll give JoJo a second chance. It's probably sick.
It's like watching a magic trick that makes you extremely uncomfortable the entire time. So that's all I can say about JoJo.
Yeah.
I'll run.
What was the other comic?
Oh, let me. Have you ever seen Fist of the North Star? The classic Fist of the North Star.
Fist of the North Star?
Yeah, not the series, the original movie.
It's
it's one of the oldest, like modern. It was still being called Japanimation.
I've never seen it, but I've seen these. I've seen these book covers. I recognize the art a lot.
The anime is everything you love about anime. It came from there.
The books or the movie?
The movie.
Oh yeah, the movie's awesome. Yeah. Not the live action.
And dude, like the no, that's the like James. What's his name? Uncle Phil. James Avery. There's so many different voice actors you're gonna recognize in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it's like I found anime's Bible. But
Fist of the North Star. Okay. I will check these out. I promise.
It's if you like the sort of bombastic explosion fights in Dragon Ball Z,
don't watch it around children or old people.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's pretty awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I'll check that shit out. I've been getting into more that was another thing. I grew up being like, I'm just gonna like just kind of rolling my eyes at fiction shit, and now I'm like, this shit rules. Like, yeah,
dude, it's a wild world. It's great to discover or rediscover things.
Yeah,
because you figure out more about your own character. So much fucking fun, enjoy being you.
Yeah, and it's fun too because it's like sometimes I feel like I'm like, oh shit, there's so much stuff I haven't seen that a lot of people have seen, but then like that's kind of the fun, and it makes me actually feel. It reminds me of high school when you get into new shows and everything's fucking new. Because it's like I haven't watched most animes, but I'm so excited to like watch more animes and shit. And it's like the same thing with all this like comic book shit. I haven't read most comic books. So it's like I remember I was posting about Preacher, and then I was like, all these people started messaging me, and I'm like, oh yeah, everyone has read Preacher. I was like, I'm brand new to it.
How many people are celebrating that you're into Preacher? They're happy. They're there with you on the journey, because you see people taking these journeys for the first time. You get to do it a little bit again yourself.
Yeah.
We all find joy in this together. All this dumb shit we do.
And there's always that one asshole that's, oh, you're just now reading Preacher.
Oh yeah, those I can't stand those people. It's like, yeah, no, like I had the same feeling when Lemaire started listening to hardcore music. You know what I mean? Because that was like one of the first things where I was like, oh, that's like a me-centric thing that like fucking one of my friends, like Lemaire, who I'm not expecting him to like hardcore music like Kubla Khan or Knocked Loose or shit like that. Yeah. And I literally, what you just said, I had that moment. I go, you listen to Knocked Loose. You seriously listen to Knocked Loose, Lemaire. And then fast forward like a year or two later, me and him go to a show together, and we're moshing in the pit, and I almost fucking hit him with a clothesline. And we're both like in the pit going like fucking madmen. And I'm like, this is so cool. This is such a cool thing, dude.
It's joy, dude. We're lucky enough to do it.
It's awesome.
Yes. And we're lucky enough to have you here. And thank you, dude, man. We just appreciate you in general, man. And thank you for making time.
You're so much fun to hang out with and talk to. And we get to do it here. This is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you guys. You have a very your podcast is sick, and you have a very welcoming environment. So as much as you compliment me, it's like you make me very relaxed and free to talk like a lunatic. So I appreciate
Thank you, brother. You're in good company.
You're welcome here anytime. Hopefully we'll get to see you again in person soon, and we'll hang again and whatever, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, dude. Well,
all right, man.
Yeah.
We love you, brother. Have fun.
Check out
no more here. Now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my 97 podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, and I could eat.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
yeah.
I keep forgetting how many podcasts I have. Yes, if you like comedy, go check out Panties in the Mouth. If you like music, go check out Drag the Lake. If you like conspiracies and aliens, go check out No More Heroes. If you want to see two fat guys eat too much food, go check out I Could Eat. And if you once you're done with all that, hang out with me every day, 10 a.m. on Twitch and Rumble. Just Andy Malafarina on those websites. 10 a.m. I stream for a couple hours every day. It's like a fucking radio show. Come hang out with me. All right.
And go see Andy live too.
Definitely.
He's hilarious.
Thank you,
Hilarious
guys.
comedian.